Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over a tier list of the characters in Bleach Rebirth so far. Thankfully we are getting an update. Finally, the update I believe is coming out tomorrow. I said thankfully this tier list might still be useful when this update comes out, but right now, without abusing the infinites, I'm going to list the characters so far. So first thing first is the Ichigos. I'm going to have to put, if this is the normal Ichigo, I think I'm gonna put him in A tier. You know, he has decent damage, especially when he goes in his Bankai. He's pretty, pretty fast. Bankai Ichigo, I'm gonna put him in S tier. He has good range, good damage. You know, that combo that he can do, that like TOD combo that he can do, that's a lot of damage, and he gets a revive. So if you don't kill him with that, if you don't zone him out, then that's pretty good. Next we got Rukia. Rukia needs a buff. She don't really got enough damage for me, you know. She has, lackluster damage, lackluster range, her Kido just isn't strong enough for my taking or liking. Then we got Uryu. I'll put Uryu as B. Albeit he's not really hard to use. It's just his moves, for someone that shoots at somebody, he doesn't really have a lot of range. So yeah, let's put him at B. Chad needs buffs. He does a lot of damage, and he's able to stagger and try and grab after hitting. Hit, delay, grab, or just step in, grab. It's a lot of just faking out your opponents, but he doesn't have that much range. So I'm gonna put him at need buffs. Yoriichi, I think she's low-key S tier. She just has the potential to go crazy in terms of her mix-up potential. And I think the mix-up of grab, mixing up grab with her flash master ability. I just think that's overall really good. Now we got Urahara. I'm gonna put him as S tier as well. Put him above Yoriichi because he has a lot of damage when he activates his buff move. That damage increase, and you can loop it at least 2 times, well technically 3 times if you have maxed out meter and you have reverse gauge or gain another bar. So he can loop his stuff and do basically another TOD if he has the meter for it. It is a lot of meter management. He has a parry, so he can parry any attack. Let's just say something's plus and they keep pressing you, parry. Yeah, overall he's just a really good character. Decent range, and yeah. Next we got Shinji. Shinji is also, I believe I can put him as tier because the counter he has when he releases his Shikai or Bankai or whatever it is, right? When he releases it, he gets more damage to his moves, and his parry becomes either a parry or unblockable, so you can get some crazy setups. So I believe I put him as tier. Renji, although he is one of the armored Bankai users, I don't think he's good enough to go into the S tier range or even broken tier, because Renji's Bankai is cool and all, but if you just survive long enough, block long enough, or even flash up or Sonito or whatever character you're using, perfect counter the any attack, that you can just dodge it for the most part. I know his is different compared to the wolf guy, the wolf head person, because the wolf dude doesn't really have that much this captain right here, he doesn't really have that much range or that many hits overall with his attacks Renji does. He might do a little tornado and it hits a couple times, but he only hits once. So yeah, I'm gonna put him at A though. He still does a lot of damage in his Bankai, but other than his Bankai and his range, he doesn't really have much. Ikaku, I'm gonna put him, I haven't really played this character as much, and Infinite aside, his range looks pretty decent. He has no way to really get in other than using his attacks to try and outreach the opponent, so that's why I put him here. Same thing with him, he needs buff actually. In order for this character to be really good, you need a lot of conditions that are just that another character just probably has just right off the gate. His his when you take out someone that's like a little gay, like you soul break someone, right? For him, it's more of if you don't have enough fear, then you might be doing 2 to 3. You know, each fear count raises the amount of damage you're able to deal to someone's Kampaku. And that just, I mean, it's a cool concept, but it takes too long to actually be in practice. So that's why I'm putting him there. Rangiku, I'm gonna put her B above all of them, because she's good in theory, because if you set your stuff up, then they can't really move and they have to keep blocking. And she does decent damage. It's like not like she doesn't do damage with her attacks, but if you're not using her in the correct way, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage, because other than her her setups, she can't really hit you from a decent range, or she can't really do much damage. I mean, not damage. She just can't do much compared to the other characters. So that's why I'll put her like down here. This character, every single time I play against this character, it's more or less just they try to pull me in, grab me again, pull me in, grab me again, pull me in. I don't know if that's the gameplay loop or if I'm missing out on something, but that's really literally like 9 times out of 10. If someone's playing this character, that's what they're probably gonna try to do, and it's not enough. And the character is cool and all, you know. You got the keto that stuns you, and you have to get like a little a little easy Kampaku like 2 stocks, but it's not enough. You know, other characters can do more than 2, 3. They just have more to their kit. And his whole gravity, slowing someone down is pretty cool. But as of yet, I have not seen anyone do anything like that to me. So now Toshiro, put him at S. Now he is here because he has range, he has setup, he has damage, he has everything you need for a character to be good in this game. Toshiro has, and he does more damage the more the more hits you get with his ice attacks. And he has once again, he has crazy Oki. He has crazy Oki, and I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but at the moment he does pretty good damage. Even with not his spiritual pressure move 1, his second move also does a crazy amount of damage. So even if that was a bug, it's still good character overall. Soifan. Now Soifan, I'ma put her here. She's interchangeable with broken and S tier, because it's not like you can really get the kill move off, but it's the fact that she has it, right? The fact that she can she hits you with her move twice and you die instantly, and it works off of a guard break, and it takes a lot of your guard too. So if she hits you with it twice, it breaks your guard and it applies the stack, and she has a keto move that stuns. So I'm gonna put her S, and not only that, she's pretty good like pressure wise. She has a lot of pressure. She has a lot of setups, and this character is also really good, stronger than Yorichi right now, but the character overall is just pretty good. Now his Bankai is really cool, but I'm gonna put him in the B tier. Although they can't see you unless you get in range, but he doesn't really do that much damage. He has a good counter. He has some good moves, but I'm leaving him B tier. Like I said earlier with this character, this character, honestly, I think he might need a buff. He's even though he's another character that has armored Bankai, his awakening just is not enough. Although he does, just because he has his one move, like his spiritual pressure move 2 in his Bankai state, it does I would say about maybe 70% of your health. But the only thing about it, if you're aware of it and how much it does, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't aware, you're able to counter this move with a character that can use counters, and if you're watching for it, you can use your flash step to get out of it. So you won't really have to deal with that, big AoE unblockable attack. And that's really the only reason why I would say this character isn't really as good, but he is a lot better than a lot of these other characters. So I'm gonna put him here just for now. My Yuri, he's really, really, really annoying. This character right here, you know, block infinite aside, the whole the grab pool, charge up grab pool, he has unblockables, the poison, you know, it's a lot of, it's a really annoying playstyle. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Pretty annoying character, better than Renji. I would say maybe better than this Ichigo, but you know, right now, you know, my year is my year. Gin, I think he's S tier. I think he's above Urahara, and like Gin is just really good because of his range. Now his range isn't as good as her, or maybe I might put her to S tier because Gin is here. Because I do think maybe a good Gin can beat her. But back to Gin though, the range that he has is just crazy, and a lot of his moves are plus. So even if, besides like, you know, his straight up just heavy attacks, even if he was to do some of them, you know, a lot of them are plus. He has a lot of range. He can break a guard if he gets the counter off with, like, you know, his long poking special or signature move. It's just, this character is just really good, and he does decent damage with the spiritual pressure move too, and it's just a lot. So now we got Byakuya. Now Byakuya, let's put him above this man Ichigo. Now Byakuya is broken, like actually broken. This character overall just has a lot of tools to his disposal. Not only this is special, like his spiritual pressure move 1, it's a really good, like, you know, damage combo in there, and he can teleport right in front of your opponent. His Bankai has a really good range. He has range all over the screen. He has a counter that does a lot of damage. It's just, this character has so many tools to his disposal in comparison to like a lot of these other characters. Kenpachi, he needs a buff. You get armor when you're using your attacks, but it's not enough damage, I would say, for the character. Now Shunsui, I think he low-key is underrated. Shunsui is a decent character to the point where, you know, even if the games are just by chance, if you get that like the red game, the one that the tag game, that does so much damage, and then you can capitalize off of that if you just play smart. It could work against you, but that's the risk in playing a character like this. And the only thing is that with his signature attack was more, it had more range to it. Like you have to charge it up all the way. It's a little charge up. It goes through projectiles when you use the move, and it's a good way to counter those. But it's like the startup takes way too long for you to actually even get close enough to even use the attack, if that makes sense. So that's really the only reason why he's here for real. He doesn't do enough damage in comparison to like a lot of these other characters, or even if Yoriichi, like he doesn't have enough like setup. So I would still say this character is really underrated. Maybe this one's interchangeable between A and B, but yeah. Now I know this character he has like a little infinite bug or little block stun thing where he can just chase at you and never burn up from using that one attack there, like your special. But this character, to me, honestly, like, he's good, but he doesn't do like something crazy. He can't run at you. The only thing he can do is step towards you, and you know, you can counter that by just, you know, being wary. But this character also does like a lot of damage. If you not like taking care of yourself, like you're like worried about like your burning damage like you're doing to yourself, this character just overall just does so much damage. And he can counter zoners with that one move, that like that little infinite move. You can go through projectiles with that. So this character is just really good, and I don't think he's better than a lot of the other characters here, but he's just really good overall. Now I think she's A tier because she has a lot of movement, and she has damage. That spiritual pressure move, that second move, does a lot of damage. And she just has a lot of, you know, she has a lot of potential to be in the top tier, so I give her that. Xyloporo needs buffs. This character needs so many buffs, it's crazy. He doesn't do enough damage. I know his whole like you know, gimmick is, you know, he gets like 2 revives, but it's like it's hard to even get those stocks if the person like wary of everything. And he has a health disadvantage, so it's not even like you can get that revive off. You get like 2 of them off, but it's like at what, you don't even have a chance. Grimmjow, I'll put him at an S. He has a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. His damage potential is crazy when he charges the meter up. He has an escape, I'm pretty sure, also when he charges the meter. And the character is pretty fast. Pretty fast character, good buttons, decent character overall. He doesn't have any projectiles, which is like why he's probably not as high as the other people, but it's just the damage potential he has is just really good. Now this character, I'll put him at A. Even though I don't see a lot of people play him, but it's just his kit. He has the range, he has the damage, he has the charge unblockables. It's just he has a lot of potential damage and range, and that's why he's up here. Like he's almost like a Gene, but a less safe Gene, if that makes sense. Now I might catch some flack for this, but I think Ukiura low-key might be like really, really good. Maybe if not broken tier, might be at the top of S, because he has a lot of damage. Like a lot of damage. Like when I say a lot of damage, I mean like crazy amounts of damage. And not only that, he can really do like a hit and run playstyle. He can just heal with the reverse meter and his own special move or spiritual pressure move too. You can just heal from that. So the fact that this character has damage, he can heal, he can really just play out the time in the game to just make it go in his favor. And if not, if it gets really low, he can just spam zeros without any repercussions. So yeah, Halle Bell, I'm gonna put her at A. I haven't really played much of her, but it's her start off form is not the strongest. When she reawakens or awakens, then she gets really strong. I haven't really played much of her, but I know she's at least better than some of these characters I listed at the bottom. So I'm gonna put her at A. Aizen, S tier or SS tier. This character has so much for him. His Kyoka Sugetsu, when you get low enough, or if you die in your first life, and you're not going to use certain characters like Ichigo, Chad, Odeyu, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. If not going to those characters, you cannot get this character down, or he's just, as long as he has a full reverse gauge, you cannot lose a life with this character. So the way how that works is like any move that you any attack that is dealt to him at the final life, like if you soul break him, it's just gonna act like you was never fighting him in the first place. You would find an illusion, and he's gonna get all that health back, and then probably transform right after that, and it's just broken. And not only that, his spiritual moves, like signature gauge, when he gets a certain amount of stocks, like 4, 3 or 4, his projectiles gets crazy. You can spam them, and the only way to avoid them is to use your flash step, and not even you can't just flash step behind them. You gotta, because it's still gonna hit you most likely, but you gotta counter it, use the flash step counter to actually avoid all of the projectiles, or you're just gonna be sitting back and just catching projectiles the whole game until he transforms. And not only that, he has a reawakening, and in this reawakening, he comes back to life if you are able to kill him. And before I even speak about that, his strong attacks in this game does crazy amounts of damage to not only your guard, but just damage overall. This character is really strong. Auto number 90, his Kodohichigi, that move does a lot of damage. Especially if you have a lot of stocks in your ability, it does a lot of damage to your health. And when he reawakens, he comes back to life if you are able to kill him. And not only that, he gets infinite spiritual pressure, so he's just able to spam all of his attacks. That means he can just spam any one of his moves, and all of them can combo into each other, and you can just do them as many times as you want without any repercussions for real. If you block it, then there's repercussions that way. But I mean, in terms of combo wise, you can really kill somebody with 100% of their health if you have reverse gauge and you have your own meter. It's a TOD if you get hit with anything that Aizen has in that form. I'm gonna put Stark at S tier. Stark has a lot of damage potential, and not only that, is really basically everyone in this game has about nine either starts off with 9 or 8, and for Xia Laporo's case, he starts off with 5. And realistically, a good player like this, all he would have to do is just try and take out 2 stocks before he transforms, or 4 stocks before they transform, depending on the character. And as soon as he transforms, he can take automatically about five stocks just off rip. And that's basically just game over for anybody that isn't smart enough. The only bad thing about him is that you can't really use his strong attacks unless you charge up your spiritual meter. And it's not hard to do if you just get him in the right predicament to just, you know, knock him back, then charge, knock him back, then charge. But it takes meter to use his like strong attacks. So that's the only bad part about him. And the bad part when you go into your awakening, you lose some health depending on the wolves that you use. But other than that, you know, the character is pretty strong, even in the second form. Cayenne, I think I'm gonna put Cayenne at the top of B. Cayenne is really underrated in my opinion. You know, he's pretty decent. He has decent damage, decent neutral in terms of like his range, like his poking range, but he doesn't really have anything like helping him in terms of like getting in, besides like just a little his four strong attack, and it's like a little dive in move. But Cayenne he's okay. You know, he does decent damage, he has decent range, he can counter someone coming in close by using his special ability, and you can combo off of it if he charges long enough. He's not as good as some of these higher tier characters above, but he is better than a lot of these other people in my opinion. Now Dangai Ichigo, this character is absolutely busted. Like, this character gets stronger, I'm pretty sure, as he loses, and he does a lot of damage. And when he gets 3 hits to your when he hits you 3 times, normally if you think about it, if you get hit 3 times anyways, like in a normal game, with your Keycon move, you're dead anyways, technically speaking. But sometimes it might take you 4 or 5 times, because you might do 2, you might do 3, you might do 4, and they still have a lot of health. But this character can kill you 3 hits guaranteed. And if you're not careful enough, you will lose the match. And the character has crazy range, so you can't really punish the character because his range outranges you unless you're using a character like Gin, or a character that can have some type of range like a projectile like Aizen or Kiora. But this character's range is just beyond busted. Well, that's been my tier list for Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with the tier list I have so far. I can't wait for this update that's coming out tomorrow, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a good rest of y'all day.